oddly.
No, it really did start, guys.
Hey,
Oh, hey, TM.
It's me.
Your
Your
boy.
Skinny
penis.
penis.
Hey, Vsauce.
Mike here.
So, yeah.
But if you're Michael, and if I'm Michael, then who's playing the play?
I am dumbass.
yeah,
Not
when
19.
our merry band of misadventurers
Yeah.
is involved in a scuffle, a big ol' scrape, a scrap, a hoedown at the Great Moot.
Oh, no.
I thought it was a showdown.
A hoedown showdown.
It's for hoes.
I'm a hoe, not you.
Yeah, not me. It was mostly you.
I'll make you a hoe.
What? No!
So,
So that's where it's going.
as you guys are standing there, you begin to catch a whiff of something, smoke. And Nikolai goes, "The bastards have set the place on fire."
Oh.
And you see now, like, many of the Hierophants who are outside of that sort of inky black sphere containing Roan and the creature are, like, bloodied and beaten. But they're now fighting on, and, like, they've sort of fought their way up into those bleachers, and there aren't very many of the actual, like, baddies in those bleachers fighting other people, but the Hierophants, despite being, like, beaten and weakened and bloodied, are just still fucking going. And then, the sort of inky blackness dissipates, and you see the creature standing victorious and Roan in a crumpled heap on the ground. And just point to yourself.
Sorry.
And it sort of like laughs, and it's like it's this very like wheezy, creepy laugh. And it like thumps its staff on the ground and just disappears.
No! I want to...
It's gone. And
I was like, my opportunity! And I was going to wait for you to stop near you, and I'm like, it left!
and Nikolai fucking bolts it towards Roan like as fast as he can. And Yizalt is just like, "Ugh. You three, you're a ranger.
Yeah.
Wait!
What the hell are you?
Yeah, ha, ha.
He has a bow and stuff and looks like a ranger.
Something's wrong. I can feel it.
He looks like a ranger.
Did Brown bring you two here as well?
Yes.
Do you know each other?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm not there.
You're not
Yeah.
there. You stayed upstairs to help. And you are helping.
We have another one. I don't know where he went.
You have another one?
Why would you give me out like that?
How many of
You
you
fucking
are there?
snitch!
There's
Just
only
4.
4 of us.
Snitches get stitches, you dumbass.
You don't know this.
Okay.
I'm gonna find out when someone comes for me.
Your other one. You there, with the rabbit.
Yeah.
Give me the rabbit.
Oh,
You can have it back.
Oh, be very careful with
Yes.
him.
Can I book it after Nikolai?
His
Yeah,
name
sure.
is Karloff.
He opens up the cage and like scoops it out, and he whispers to it in a language you don't understand, and he like puts it down, and it just scampers away up the stairs. It'll come back.
Anthony,
The
hold
gloves.
me.
They like
Why don't you tell
Hide in the
Anthony to
fingers.
fucking follow it?
He can't speak. I don't want him hurt. I love Anthony.
and he hands you back the cage. And Nikolai goes over to Roan and he's like, "Oh, this is very not good. Nikolai is upset." And he like picks him up and he's like
Why is
got him
Nikolai
like
me
sort
at
of
3 in the morning having a mental breakdown? Oh, this is
He's
very
like,
not
Wait,
good.
So-
wait, how tall is Nikolai?
Nikolai's like 7 feet tall.
Me with like grabby hands, so I was like, can you put him down? I was going to heal him.
Nikolai can do that.
Oh.
So he like lays it, and like Roan is bigger than Nikolai is. So he like puts him down, and Roan is like 8 feet tall, like huge, swolo, and like wearing all these heavy pelts and stuff. And he's like, "Can you fix it?"
Fix what?
Roan!
Oh.
Is Nikolai not speaking your language?
I thought you said you could heal.
I cannot heal.
Oh.
I'm druid.
All right, what?
I crush skulls.
All right, I guess I shall heal him.
Druids can heal.
I'm very violent. Healing is for the weak.
I thought druids could heal.
Healing is for the weak.
All right, I guess I'm weak.
Nikolai
8
never specced
points.
into healing.
He heals 8.
Okay. So
I'm out of spells.
So yeah, Roan is
You don't
like
have a healing
not
cantrip?
moving still.
No.
Roan is like not moving still, and he's like, oh. I will Stinky. I will take him to Yizalt. Yizalt will know what to do. Yizalt is most senior member of the council.
He's like,
I'll down.
Come with Nikolai. If you will not come, Nikolai will carry you.
I shall carry myself.
I suppose we'll follow.
Yeah, so he goes back to the drow, and he's like, I have Ron here. Ron will not awake. He is not dead. Nikolai does not think he is dead. Healer claims to have made Ron not dead.
I technically healed him, but, it could be that his soul isn't there.
Yizalt's like, well, that is fucking great.
Listen, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but sometimes you have to bear it.
Was
In
that
this-
an animal pun?
No, mostly it was, they're both very large men. Like,
They're not
honest.
gay lovers. I broke Danny with that one.
I mean, the
Did you know there's a bear club in Edmonton and they get together to drink beer?
I want to join.
wholesome.
Please do.
I didn't think that was a gay term.
Bear is a gay term.
Yeah?
It's a big, burly man with lots of hair that's gay.
I didn't,
Yeah.
I just kind of
Bears
crossed
have
out
different-
the that's
bears-
gay part. I thought it was
Bears have different bandanas that they'll tie to themselves, and on the left side it means they're a sub, and on the right side it means they're a dom or something like that.
Okay,
or
we're
other way
playing
around.
D&D. Protect the mic.
Please protect the children.
Sure, it was an animal joke.
Children, look away for a second.
Why is there
Look
a
away.
dice tray under the table?
So at this point,
I lost it. Oh my god, I found my dice tray.
I just like put my foot underneath and I'm like,
When
that
was the
feels
last
like
time we
dice.
played? I haven't. Oh my god.
so
Your
Bowie,
flower's here too.
you're like helping
Yes.
do, like you're fighting a little bit. You're also, there's like bucket chains to try and put out a few fires that have been started. And this little rabbit just runs up to you and sits in front of you and like turns
Pisses.
away.
Oh.
No, it like turns away and sort of starts to hop back the other way and then like turns back and looks at you. You recognize it as, what the fuck was its name?
Karloff.
Karlov. Squeak. I don't do rabbit impressions.
I'm just looking at it. I'm continuing to like the bucket chain, but like as I'm doing so, I'm like,
It like hops a little bit more and then looks back at you. And like sort of slowly moves back to where it came. And then like looks back and then looks back at you.
what?
Looks back to where it came from and then looks at you and then like takes a step back to where it came from.
Do you want me to follow you?
It like runs up to you and like with its little bunny teeth like grabs onto like your pant leg and like moves back a little bit, so it's like pulling on you a little bit.
Follow you.
It pulls on you some more.
Well, shit, guys, gotta go. I guess a rabbit is telling me where to go.
You're in a tree full of druids. It's probably a druid.
It's like some
That's
mad
like what the
rabbit.
person next to you says. Go with it.
Oh, okay.
Fucking idiot.
Fucking idiot. Vibe check someone.
Yeah.
I turn around, I flip my rapier around, I'm like, wow.
Are you actually going to whack?
No.
Okay.
I'm just gonna glare at him.
Newbies.
Can
No,
I roll intimidation?
close the bucket chain. Yeah, sure.
I want to intimidate this man.
There you go. They're just like a little scrawny half elf.
Oh boy. Alright.
Well, you gotta bully everyone.
7.
Yeah, no, you're like. They just don't care.
Fuck.
Anyways, are you gonna follow the rabbit?
I guess so.
Alright, so it hops along and you shimmy sham after it, dodging and weaving, and you come to that staircase area that goes down, and you follow it down, and at the bottom you reach the rest of your companions, and Karlov runs up to you and like nuzzles you a little bit.
I hit him over, and then I also go, Anthony, look, he came home.
Anthony claps.
Anthony punches someone.
Yeah, and you hear like as Anthony snaps him back.
I knew he was evil.
Yeah, no, that doesn't happen. Anthony just claps.
Anthony, thumbs up.
Question, does Anthony like do like this, or like
Like a
this,
golf
Like-
clap.
or like a golf clap?
No, like the like straight up and down doesn't like cup the hands.
Like,
like
yay.
yeah, like a yay.
Oh, okay.
Like
Disney princess.
Don't give me flashbacks.
Oh, okay.
Why you gotta give me flashbacks?
Is that
like
Anthony?
that?
No.
Vibe check.
What are you trying to draw?
A man? I don't know.
Okay.
So
face
Yizalt's
man?
like, is this everyone?
Well, we're missing my brother, but
What? I don't know.
What?
Am I over with them? At
Yes,
this?
you're over with them at this time.
Nikolai over here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Alira's like, what?
can I roll to persuade them that I have a brother?
At disadvantage because they've been hanging out with you for like a month now.
What?
And it hasn't been that long. It's been like a week and a half.
Yeah. And we still don't know your name.
Fuck.
Yeah, Nikolai's the only one that knows your name.
9.
Fucking no one believes you. Are you kidding? You're like, yeah, my brother.
What?
My brother.
You
Where
haven't
is
been
he?
with anyone this whole time. What are you talking about?
Well,
Are they invisible?
Yizalt's
you
like,
have to promise to cut this part out.
Nope.
You have to swear on your life.
I haven't cut any of the other stuff so far, so I can't make any promises.
My brother.
Wait, no. Just whisper it to me.
well, now I want to know.
Just text it. Just text it.
Just text.
Just text it.
Okay, so
Just
anyways.
put it in the group chat.
So you see Yizalt sort of walk up to a section of wall, and he like feels around a little bit, and is like there, and he like knocks on it, and it sort of like opens up into like this little hidden passageway out of this great chamber. And he looks at Nikolai, and he's like, "Get the big guy out of here, and the rest of you come with me.
Wait, can I try something first?
What do you want to do?
Spare the dying.
You must."
Can I spare the dying?
Yeah. Spare the dying.
He becomes stable.
Yeah, he doesn't wake up, but you know, he's... I'm afraid to check this group chat.
But he's not here.
He's kind of here.
Anyways,
Nothing happens.
Ciao.
he
Anyway.
doesn't wake up. You like do it on him, and you think it worked, but like he doesn't change at all.
You do it to him, buddy.
X gonna give it to ya. Godly gonna give it to ya.
Please.
So yeah, Yizalt
Godly gonna give it to ya.
Please.
Yizalt begins like walking down the secret path, and he like motions for all of you to follow him.
Did we close it
Oh,
behind
it's
us?
Anthony.
It's like, I will.
Alright.
He's blushing? Why is he blushing? Does Anthony have a crush on Alira?
No, I just
Anthony's-
made him
Anthony's
What?
just in.
Anthony can't blush. He's a fucking pair of gloves.
Anthony's
Why?
palms.
I look at Anthony and I'm like, do you have a crush on Alira?
Fucking,
It
like,
has an
shrugs. We're
Anthony.
We're fucking moving on now. So the sort of
No,
roar of
I'm not
fire.
done. Does Anthony have a crush on Alira?
That's for you to try and find out.
I'm going to find out.
Okay. The roar of fire grows louder behind you, and the Yizalt closes the thing behind him. He's like, Mezzalor and his circle of shadows have caused problems before, but never like this. He's growing bolder, but he was never the bold type. He's got a trick up his sleeve. I know it. And he just begins like walking down the secret path, and he's like, Nikolai, follow me. Bring him. The rest of you also follow me.
Following.
Have any of us ever heard of this guy before?
No?
No, that's your bunny.
No?
Are you okay?
We follow.
They're
Because
fucking around.
something about a bunny.
No, it was worse.
They're fucking around.
It's made my asexual hood
I'm-
come up, if that makes any sense.
Okay. We're gonna throw that piece of paper away.
No, it's got the bunny on it. We're just gonna rip off the part that's bad.
Great. Okay. Please
Sure.
don't rip off that part.
My brain is like going through fucking crackhead mode. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
We noticed.
So yeah, it gets
Jason, you good?
very quiet in this tunnel as you're all walking, sort of single file, with Nikolai and
fixing
Roan
it.
at the back, and Mezzalor, or not Mezzalor, sorry, Yizalt at the
There you
front.
go. It's fixed.
And you're just like walking in silence.
Okay.
Are you trying to use me as a reference to make Anthony dab?
Maybe. Okay, thanks.
Or do you want the small dab?
No, it's okay.
I
My
hate-
state.
I hate
That's
my-
good. No, it's okay.
You created those gloves.
Yeah, and I didn't think they would have used them like that.
Is now a good time to think of a new name?
For our group.
I've got one.
What is it?
15th moon.
I do like that one.
It sounds interesting, yes, but I think there's more. pressing
I like
things at
that
the moment.
Well, yes, but like he kind of introduced himself with us, with me.
I
While there
like
was a
that
fight
one.
going
That
on.
one's so good. Can we keep that one? It's a little bit better
What
than the
name?
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
None of us are Bobs. The other one doesn't make sense.
It's still okay. I think it's a good one.
I'm making sure Jason's asexual eyes will never have to suffer that pain
What
again.
did you draw?
Anthony's finger game is on point.
I was bored.
No, he's not.
Fear.
Okay, we can discuss this later.
We can discuss this later. We don't have to discuss it ever.
No, I meant the name.
Oh, okay,
Not
good.
whatever you're talking about.
You just hear quietly, "What is wrong with all of you people?" from Yzult up front.
I tried to stop. They don't listen very well.
I've noticed.
I've been confetti.
I'm right here. I'll listen
I've
for
been
you.
here.
There's kind of an emergency,
The end
you
of my
two.
life.
I'm sorry.
It's in character.
Guys, I'm having a manic episode. I'm sorry. Do you want me to go take Ativan?
Sorry, there was a surprise attack. Puff of snow. I don't know. It was.
It's ashes raining down from the heavens. Oh
You,
no.
you walk for a good 20 minutes before finally coming out in the side of a hill in the dark woods, and you can faintly hear the sound of fighting in the distance. In the sky, the ominous black cloud looms behind you, and Yzult whistles, and soon enough, two colossal birds land, one bright white and red. Do you want me to wait for you?
Nah, go for it. I'm just getting my Ativan.
Oh,
So
okay.
stop being a crackhead.
Yeah, so one is, let's see, what was I? Oh yeah, bright white and red, and the other is a deep blue, like an indigo. He pets the white one and whispers something to it in a strange language. It nods and gently picks up Roan before flying off. Just then, another bird crashes loudly through the trees to your right and basically crash lands, and Brown stumbles off of it. And he's like, "I thought I might find you here. The treants showed up and the shadow left. They had their own host of nasties. They headed on southwards towards Castle Dove." And Yzult just looks furious. He walks up to Brown and grabs him by the collar, and he's like, "Brown, you idiot! You brought strangers to a great moot. Do you have any idea what you could have done? And look at your bird; it's damn near dead." And Yzult turns and points at your group, and he's like, "You are to come with me out of the woods, and I don't want to see you here again. Brown, you will await trial for your transgressions. Nikolai, go back in there and make sure we haven't been followed." And Nikolai sort of silently nods and turns back down the tunnel. And Yzult gets on his giant bird and motions for you to follow.
I do that.
I don't mean to seem like a bother, but I kind of saved a couple of your asses.
You shouldn't have even been there. We were fine on our own. The druids have never asked for... Shut up. The druids have never asked for help from anyone, and we certainly won't start now.
Maybe you should.
We don't need the rest of the world. We're fine on our own. Are you coming, or do I have to carry you?
He's almost dead. His soul is kind of gone.
There
He
are other
will be
healers, for
fine.
sure.
Healing doesn't work if you don't have a soul.
Are you coming, or not? Or do I have to get my bird here to carry you out of the woods?
We should go.
I'm kind of following you, but saved a couple of you.
Stop talking. That would be in your best interests.
Just godly.
We can still help.
You've done enough.
It's not our fault. Just get on.
Yeah, it's not our fault. I don't see why he's...
Stares into
you
the
know,
camera like the office.
I don't see why this is the biggest problem here right now. Their leader doesn't have a soul.
Godly, do you ever know when to shut your mouth?
He doesn't have a soul.
That answers my question. Get on the bird.
So you hear this sort of quiet cooing as the bird opens up its eye and looks at you.
Why are you playing with fire?
The bird.
Busy.
Somebody please help me up.
Yoink.
Ah!
So the yanked. I assume the rest of you just get on the bird without
Yeah,
issue.
I'm already on the bird.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
What? There's a bird?
They let us out.
We're being kicked out.
We're being kicked out?
We're being kicked out, and we helped.
Fuck
And
it, I'm
this
not
is
going.
this is their biggest problem right now.
Like, hello, can you back me up?
Who's kicking us out?
The
The
drow.
The drow.
Why?
Because your kind aren't allowed in
Our
woods.
kind just happened to save your ass.
Did they?
That's what
And
I
he
just
sort of
said.
points to the flaming tree in the distance.
That-
We don't look very safe.
that
We
wasn't-
didn't ask for you to come here, and now we're telling you to leave.
That wasn't us. But also, like, if you let me, like, you know, rest for a little bit, I can, you know, make some water to put it out.
So,
I can still
let
help.
me get this right.
Oh, Eric just like.
What's your name again? Sorry, so that I can address you properly.
If I plug my ears, it
Hierophant
doesn't
Yizult
happen
of the
around.
Underdark.
Very good. Alright, so let me get this correct, just in my brain for a moment. We did not start the fire.
No, we did.
Anyways,
We did not cause the fight.
no.
We did not summon the smoke. We did not cause the weird demon man to show up.
Right?
We've done absolutely nothing wrong. We've
Right.
tried to help you.
Right.
I partake in a bucket line to try and put the fire out. I stood there for I don't even know how long. I fought things for you. And yet, we are getting kicked out because we are not one of you, even though all we're looking to do is help you.
Yes, exactly.
Well, then,
Who led you into these woods?
Brown.
Brown.
He will be punished
I walked
later.
in.
And he sort of, you see him like sitting sort of solemnly on the ground, like petting his quite injured bird, Mr. Whiskers.
You're going to punish a man
With nothing else to do.
that has done literally nothing.
He broke our laws.
He broke your laws. Maybe your laws are old.
maybe his laws, you know, saved a couple of your hierophants.
You do realize he saved multiple of them, right? Are you absolutely useless in the sense of information? Do you not know anything?
I
Can
don't
you
mean
not
to brag or
listen
anything.
For more than 5
So he
seconds?
sort of sits up and he pats his bird on the back, and it like stands up, and it just reaches towards you with a talon, and it's going to just fucking grab you. Are you
I
going to
move
try and
closer to your
resist?
character.
Yeah.
I'm like,
All right. Roll acrobatics or athletics.
I am not holding on to you. I'm not having a fun time.
14.
You fail. You like try to step back, and it just grabs you, and with this one beat of its wings, it just takes off. And you hear Yizult. You don't hear this on the board. I will not suffer your incompetence any longer.
Can I try to escape it again? Or is it
You're
grabbing
in
too
the
hard?
air.
Yeah, I'm going to transform into a demon, use my wings, and get the fuck out of there.
You can roll at strength now, just straight strength, because it's already grappling you
Okay.
to try and compete with it.
Like this
I'm causing drama.
I like
This
the
was just supposed
idea.
to be a stop along the
7.
way. We
Ah.
should leave.
Yeah, you don't. You're unable to. This thing is fucking huge, and it's like not hurting you, but it's tightly grabbing you.
You don't want to
It's
mess with
talon.
rocks, man. They're fucking mean.
So
You
Yizult
fucking bitch.
flies you out of the woods, and you can see the mighty Cobalt River down on your right, meaning you did cross it. Yay!
Oh, okay.
He sets you down far from its shores along a little hiking path, and he just goes, "There's a town 4 days' walk north of here. Start walking. There's no inn, but the man at the church will help you. He's a kind fellow and always does the best for travelers. He has a large collection of books, from what I've remembered. You have helped us, to be sure, but stay out of druidic affairs from now on, please. Our role is to protect your world from the threats you don't even know exist. The Circle of Shadows has been trying to eliminate your way of life for a long time now, and we've kept it secret. Now that the four of you know about it, there's no way we can ensure that anymore. Please just leave, don't come back to the woods, and don't talk about the Circle of Shadows."
But why do you want it a secret? Because, like, more people could help if it's not a secret.
Oh, no,
Guess what's your
Godly.
character's
He's
name?
got a
What's
point.
your
You know, we're
character's
just fucking useless.
You know him as Ez.
Because
Ever
we're
since the-
humans,
I'm
we're not
taking you, and I'm
druids.
just gonna
Like, we don't
pull
have
you
any
along
other
on the trail. I'm like,
good anything, really. We're just horrible at everything because we're not druids.
and
Like,
Ez
that's
are
just
trying
how
to
that works.
Okay.
I'm not useless.
The
Well,
Druidic Order does not ask for help from the outside world because we do not want help from the outside world.
me
We've
and
handled
Ez.
our own
Let's go.
problems for thousands of years, and we will continue to do so. This isn't the first uprising we've dealt with, and it won't be the last. And with one beat of the
Well,
wings, the bird
let
takes
me
off again.
know.
It's dropped you off, by the way. You're on the ground now, but it takes off again and begins flying back towards the woods.
you're
Let
doing
me know
pretty
if-
shit.
Let me know if your team leader ever needs any healing again,
Druids
or
can
any
heal.
of them.
Druids can heal. They're not.
Apparently
Useless.
not.
Apparently not.
He was very surprised that I could heal.
Oh, we're
That
walking
guy
on the trail.
specifically.
La 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 la
I've
la,
known
la,
a
la.
few druids in my time, and they've healed.
Well, that one can't heal.
Well, hopefully their forest
They
burns
all
down.
have their own specialties. That's not very
Oh, you're
nice.
louder.
We were just stopping there. We should continue on our way. They don't want our help.
Oh, where did this come
We'll just get kicked out again if we
They
try.
don't want our help, you're correct. So if they don't want our help, then their village will burn down, everyone they know will die, and the world will go into chaos. Doesn't sound like a bad plan.
Well, the good news is we've crossed the river. The bad news is, even if we wanted to help, we can't get across the river. So, I think we kind
Yeah,
of
you would have to find a way back across the river to help, which was what sent you through the woods in the first place.
All I'm saying is they're kind of fucking dumb.
They are
It's
a
not smart,
little.
I'll admit that, but
No, they didn't
Just a
have any
little
healing.
bit. Just a little bit dumb. Why wouldn't they have healing? They have how many? Like
How far
7?
away am I by now?
7.
Like 7,
Oh,
like
decent
really
range,
high
yeah.
up people that like control the earth, and they don't have anyone that can heal them when they die.
Well, they probably
Anything
do
around me?
Yeah, where?
the healers
I
might
don't
have
know,
been
but they weren't healing.
unconscious.
themselves.
Well, if the healers are unconscious, then no one's gonna heal the healers, so now
As
they're
we're walking,
dead.
I'm just gonna start playing rock, paper, scissors with
Yeah.
Anthony.
I'm just seeing a problem with that.
So are you guys
We should
also walking
continue.
north during your argument towards the town
Yeah,
that he said was
sure.
there? Okay.
Yeah, I'm walking with my.
So with that slightly disheartening event behind you, you set out. Your walk north is absolutely dismal. 2 days into the 4-day walk, it just begins pouring rain. To the point where the entire path is now mud and there's like a fine mist hanging in the air. And you see many black birds flying every which way, and you suspect a fair few of them are druids delivering messages and such.
So anyways, what about this kind of pattern for our thing? I think that's pretty cool, although I can make it a little better.
A little bit more.
Like
Like
more of a
more-
crescent moon
yeah.
and like, or,
More of a moon.
yeah? Oh.
Yeah, not like a sea.
Oh. I didn't want,
You're making a good job of this.
I'm sorry I'm not an artist. If someone else would like to, please do so.
I can try.
Anthony, can you draw?
Thumbs up.
This was the.
Oh wait,
idea,
maybe
right?
Anthony can do it. Yeah,
No,
that's
see,
what-
Anthony can draw, but Hunter cannot. So,
It's all good. I can actually make it into a background.
I made the.
as night falls on the 4th day, you roll into town. It's pitch black out, pouring rain, and there's thunder overhead. The town is mostly dark because the fireflies don't work so well in the rain, but with the occasional flash of lightning
Fireflies don't work so well.
and the light from various windows, you're able to drag your muddy, soaked selves to the doors of the church. And it's a decent-sized building. It looks to be like basically one sort of like chapel hall and then a bell tower. And you can see, quite oddly, there is firelight from inside, despite the fact that there's no fire allowed in the wilds.
In
In
what?
the church?
In like the nation, the Council of Druids rules also the country where Alira's from. They just mainly tend to stick to the woods, and fire is outlawed.
Interesting.
So yeah, are you gonna like knock on the door?
Yeah.
There's like the door knocker, like the.
Yeah.
You knock on the door, and about 30 seconds later, they creak open, and inside is this hunched-over bald man in brown robes. He looks to be about 70, and he looks very cross. He sees you, and he's like, "What? What do you? Why? You've already ruined my sleep. Get in here." And he like opens the door and motions for you all to come in. And he's like, "What sort of idiots would be traveling in this weather? Are you idiots? I don't care. Welcome to the, welcome to Winton. It's the de jure capital of the wilds, not that the druids give a fuck. And he lights a brazier and sputters, and it sputters. Sorry, it's like I have special permission for the right to light fire, so warm up and dry off. And he's like, I'll get some food on the go. Where are you traveling from?
Lots of places.
What's my town?
I can't remember.
When you both forget
Hold
Yeah.
on.
character's backstory.
I can look it up if you want.
Where are you going?
Okay. We know this one. We're going to King's Hearth.
King's Hearth. Alright.
Shit. Dropped a card.
You guys been walking in this weather for long? You can see
No.
he's sort of like preparing some food for you.
Few
Us
days,
wringing
it's
out our
quite
clothes.
cold.
No.
like 4 days, 2 days, 2 days.
Not enough to know this guy's name.
Your name's Father Linnaeus.
Father what?
Father Linnaeus.
Aeneas?
Linnaeus.
Linnaeus. Ah. Nice name.
Thank you. You are?
Reverend Godley.
Man of the church?
Yes?
Probably not this one, but you're welcome.
Not this one.
I welcome all travelers. I've dealt with a fair few adventurers in my time. You can see there's sort of like these stained glass windows, and despite the fact that most churches are just for the 5 good gods, there's a window for every god, even the evil ones. So you see all these stained glass depictions.
So it's a united church.
Basically,
Great.
it's a big boy church. The sort of 3 central ones are. Give me a second here. I don't want to fuck up the name. Doobie doobie dooba doobie doobie dooba. Google Docs is loading.
Load.
So So the 3 there are 3 like sort of big glass panes. One depicts a like this like figure in shimmering white armor with angelic wings and a great sword, and you recognize that as Caviar, the lawful good god of bravery and justice, and also war. Then in the middle there is a figure completely clad in silver plate armor that leaves nothing exposed and oddly has no eye slits. You recognize that as Hyos, who is the god of law, order, and truth, and is also lawful neutral and also war. And on the left, in this sort of fiery red pane, there is a humanoid figure with blazing red hair and like the sun behind him, and that is Hosral, the sun god, the god of hate, fire, and war, and he's lawful evil. And there's a sort of like lit brazier under Kavir, the lawful good one. And he's like, you guys have been traveling for long?
4 days.
4 days.
Well, a bit longer than that, but like, you know, after the druids.
I've got some spare robes if you want them. Your clothes look pretty soaked.
I'll take some.
Anyone else?
Please.
You got it. You too? Spare robes?
Sure.
I guess.
Alright. So he sort of goes to the back and he comes back and he like drops them off, and they don't fit well. They're all like the biggest available size so that they fit everybody. And he's like, you listen, I don't know where you guys are coming from, but you're adventurers, I take it?
I'm a ranger.
Of sorts.
This is kind of like my first adventure.
I see.
Some might call us the 15th moon.
Well, I've never heard of you, but it sounds interesting.
We're very interesting.
Are you guys members of the Silver Legion?
This is
or
our symbol.
Independent.
Oh, I like it!
You guys members of the Silver Legion or independent?
Independent for now, but we might join up with them.
I see.
I'll try.
My book. You may have.
Spare robes written down, alright.
Yeah, spare
Lovely. Spare robes. Extra large. Alright.
Wait, are they extra large or like extra large?
Are they like Goliath size?
No, they're not that big.
Okay, just extra large.
Yeah. I didn't know what you meant by extra large. And he's like, so you...
Do they have room for my...
They have room for your massive dong.
Great.
Dong.
Good to know.
He's like, so
So obviously that Adaman's not working. Oh.
It'll take a bit, no?
Don't.
Another one.
Another one. Everyone makes the same joke.
Yeah, we all laugh at it.
It's 'cause it's funny every time.
Another one.
It's empty now.
Oh, not another one.
Can't remember what I was going to say now. So as you guys are warming up around the fire, he comes back and he's got like little bowls of stew, and he's like, "Eat this; it'll warm you up."
And I do.
It's alright, stew.
Excuse?
It's okay. It's alright, stew.
What was that?
And you're sitting around the brazier, and he's like, "You guys know any stories?"
Like what?
Any stories?
I was about to be like, well, only true Imperials request that one.
Did you say, do you know any stories?
Yeah, I know a few, but I'm always interested in learning more.
Are you a fan of druids?
They're alright. I've dealt with them in the past.
How do you feel about their system of not letting anyone that's not a druid be involved in, like,
Anything?
anything?
Once you've known them for 60 years, it makes more sense than it does when you first hear it, trust me. I take it you've run into issues with them recently.
They kicked us out.
I'm
Oh,
not
yeah.
surprised.
They called me useless.
Yuzalt the Drow?
Yeah.
Figured. Most of the other ones are alright, but he's been on that council for almost longer than anyone except Ron himself. He
Okay, boomer.
knows a fair Yep.
Yep.
Oh.
He's been around the block a few times from what I've heard.
I've been around
seen.
the block a few times.
Not in a sexual way.
No,
He's
I
all
meant my
toward you.
age as well, but okay.
Yuzalt's a drow, and what's worse, he's a male drow. And what's worse, he's a male drow who doesn't hate surface dwellers. Those are few, far between, and heavily persecuted in the Underdark. Their whole, you want to see a broken system, visit the Underdark and talk to the drow. They're open to conversing with people from the surface,
I
but
don't like drow.
don't be surprised if you wind up with a knife in your back.
Fun.
Whole empire's rotten from the inside out. Anyways,
That was a fun story.
well, I've got more. You want
Oh.
something lighter-hearted?
What's your name? Not you, I already know. Your name.
My name?
Yeah, you haven't. We've been on the road for like a month. And you know, I ask you like every second day, and then you're like, "Oh no, I don't really feel like telling you my name." But like, what's your name?
I don't really feel like telling you my name.
Patience is virtue. Okay,
Something came up on your computer.
just iCloud.
Oh,
You're
okay.
struggling.
Okay, just iCloud.
Wait. Hear me out. Hold on.
I'm holding on.
No, this is for Jason.
Okay.
No, I don't normally share my name with strangers.
We've known each other for a bit.
Yeah, it's been a couple weeks.
My dead dad never found out my name.
Father Linnaeus is
Alira sipping her
don't
stew.
push it.
I
you guys,
don't share.
But do you know not my name? You know my name.
Yes, I do know your name.
You looked at my character.
I did.
you
Reverend Severus Godly.
It's not Severus.
I saw Severus.
It's Saruwu.
Saruwu.
You really have to emphasize the
You have
uwu.
to emphasize the uwu.
Saru.
I
And
know a
Yes.
story.
what's your story, kid?
Can I tell a story?
No,
Of
absolutely
course.
not. Of course you can tell
Oh,
a
okay.
story.
So, once upon a time, there was this dwarf, and he. No, I don't know it all 100% because,
Spoke as.
like, it's a long story, but, like, I'll make it really short. So there was this dwarf, and he met with this group, and there was a fire elemental, and there was, like, a child who was blonde, and then there was, like, this dragonborn.
Why does that matter? It's
I don't know, it's just part of the story.
Alright.
And then they were this really big team, and
I think I've heard this story. The Dragonborn was very dashing from what I remember.
yeah, the dragonborn was like really big and strong and a lesbian, and then the dwarf, his wife cheated on him with the god of death, Miracle. Do you have Miracle in this?
Magic does not exist in this world.
Who is
Anyway,
who is
so
Miracle?
this is a fake story.
Who is Miracle?
Fake story.
It's a
his
very
name
well-known
Miracle?
story.
Yeah, that's the god's name. And then
Hmm.
like
He must be pretty
and then later
good.
in the story, because like there's a big gap that I don't really remember, because like
Yeah.
they went to like the Feywild and stuff like that. But like
Oh.
after that, like way far after that,
Oh.
the dwarfs like I guess adopted son, because like it's like not his son, it's like his wife's son that he had a miracle, but it's like okay
His
because
I mean,
Stepson?
it's like
yeah,
dwarves,
his
so-
stepson.
Okay.
But
Lots of family stuff.
so that kid, like the demon kid, and the child
kid?
with the blonde
Demon
hair,
kid. Who's
they
the
got
demon
married. The dwarf's kid.
kid? The
They
dwarf
got
kid
married.
is a demon child?
Yes, and that's all I know. I'm sorry that I.
Interesting story.
The
Thanks.
blonde kid and
Add
the
it to the
demon child got
repertoire.
married?
Yeah.
How old was the
I
blonde
hope they
kid?
weren't children
Later.
still.
No,
Oh,
they
okay.
were later.
Okay, alright.
Okay.
That's all it was?
Yeah, sorry.
I thought they were supposed to be adventuring. Why
Oh
was
no,
that?
they were, but like I don't know
I
the rest
mean,
of the story.
If you want a story about adventurers, I can tell you guys about the Star Brigade.
That would be
Oh, right.
interesting.
I heard about
It's
those.
probably better than your story.
If it's about adventuring, it probably is.
There were 7 members, the greatest heroes in the world. A cleric,
Fucking
servant of
Lego!
Kavir, who fought valiantly for justice. A rogue who could supposedly disappear while you were still looking at him and turn up somewhere else. A fighter, stronger than hell. Barbarian, also stronger than hell, said he could punch through solid stone. A wizard who memorized just about every spell that had ever been in existence. And a paladin who, ever since he was a kid, was crusading for the right thing, I heard. Got himself into a fair few scraps, though. They were legendary. They met up under less than ideal circumstances in prison, and from there set out. I knew that sounded familiar. I came up with it independently. No, I know, because I came up with it like 5 days before the fucking thing was released, and then I was like, you son of a bitch. I was going to sue Lee Daniel Avidan.
I think that was
God,
the
just
doorbell.
rang the doorbell.
Yeah, I knew it sounded familiar, but it's because they fucking came out with that like 3 days after I wrote this segment. I was like, you bastards.
Alright.
But where was I? Oh yes, they traveled the world, fighting. They toppled whole empires in the name of safety and prosperity for the people who lived there. They would certainly be upset with the state of affairs nowadays. Kingdoms in civil war, the fucking divine King Havar proclaiming himself a god. It's shameful that this is the world they left behind, but probably a few decades ago, 60, 70 years, when I was just a kid, they up and vanished. Went on a mission and never came back. No one knows
you
what
know
that
their
mission
name?
was. Their names?
Oh, yeah.
Geez, I know a few of them.
How long ago was this?
How long ago did they disappear?
60 to 80 years ago, I think you just said.
A while ago.
68, 69 years ago?
One of them, his name was Darren.
None of them were named Darren.
Ah, shit.
You fuck.
You fuck.
Yeah, I only remember a couple of the names at this point. Keep in mind, I was just a kid. Zatrion was the barbarian, and Kazoo
PP
was
man?
the wizard.
And who was the wizard?
Kazoo.
Kazoo?
No.
No?
Kazool.
Kazoo. Oh, like Kazoo and Jewel put together.
Yeah.
Great. Oh, I want one of those now. Don't smoke, kids.
Fucking idiot. It's like, they went on a mission, wouldn't tell anyone what it was, which was unusual for them, because usually if they were going after somebody, they would let them know, because they honestly wanted to give them a chance to change their ways before they had to go and wreck shop most of the time.
Wow.
But this time they didn't tell anyone. They just got on a boat in the south, sailed off, and were never heard from again. Sometimes you do have to wonder what happened to them, but other times you have to be thankful for what they did while they were still here.
It's kind of like my dad. I didn't even know my dad was like famous.
Nice.
Yeah. What is he again? A wrestler? Pro wrestler?
Gladiator.
With the WWE super
Has a chair.
With the chair! Hit him with the chair!
Yeah.
My dad taught me how to bonk.
My dad taught me how to vibe check. He
Yeah.
fucking vibe checked professionally. So you tell a few more stories around the brazier before finally he's like, go to sleep, Ollie.
Go to sleep.
I'll wake you up in the morning with a meal, and then you can be on your way.
I take a fat sleep.
Yeah, he's got like some sort of blankets and stuff laid out on the floor as best he can.
I do said sleeping.
You do said sleeping. Do the rest of you do said sleeping?
Sure.
Yes, but I also
I
want
don't
to check around
sleep,
the
but-
general area.
Oh yeah, you do some snoozy meditating. All
Can
right.
I just look around?
Yeah, sure.
Do I have to roll for that?
No, it's fairly sparsely decorated
Okay.
in here. There's like the altar at the front where a sermon would be given from, and then there's the stained glass windows and some stairs up to a bell tower, and there's like a small room in the back that you suspect is like his bedroom or something. But yeah, that's pretty much all that's in here.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah,
that's it.
All right, so you go to sleep now.
What is...
Gem.
So true to his
color?
word, the next morning he
Up to 3.
wakes you up and he's got a bowl of porridge, basically.
I
Get
eat
it?
said porridge.
Get it? Because Bowie's character didn't get the ruby.
Do you all eat said porridge?
I eat said porridge.
It's alright.
Munch,
I
munch.
guess.
It's,
You know what?
I do not eat the porridge like that.
Okay. So he looks at you and is like, the rains began to clear, so you can set out now if you want. And if you see the High King, give him my regards.
Will do.
What's your name again?
Father Linnaeus.
Linnaeus.
May I ask you one more thing?
What's up, Holmes?
I was thinking about your story last night. Is there any chance that they're still around?
Well, they'd have to be pretty damn good at hiding, but from what I remember, that thief
They'd
would
also be really fucking
disappear.
old.
They would be really old, it's true, but I haven't heard anything from anyone who could be one of them, but I suppose it's possible. But if they did disappear, why wouldn't they come back? You know?
To escape.
They're like the gladiator.
My dad.
Maybe they're just hiding.
Maybe they also had kids.
I mean, I guess. That's not what I was talking about.
They've
I
been
wasn't
gone for
most
60
hiding
odd
out.
years, though, and a fair few of them were humans, so they'd be dead.
Unless they were druids.
You can keep your eyes peeled, though, I guess.
Alright.
So, you set out.
Ow.
Allow me to switch pages here.
No.
Yes.
We're
fuckface.
there.
You're not there.
Oh, we're.
You're on the way.
Oh,
So the quickest way to the ancient capital of Aerthur, that being Kingshearth, is to cut northeast through the rest of the wilds, which you're currently on the process of doing.
Okay.
Give me a second. Give me a second. Give me
Second?
a second.
Second.
Give me a second. Yeah, so So it should only be a week or so until you reach the foothills of the mountainous border, and beyond that, perhaps a week and a half or 2 weeks before you reach the city of Kingshearth itself. The weather clears up a bit, and you're walking through mostly grasslands with sunny skies above. And on the 5th day, just as the mountains are starting to come into view way in the distance, you come across an odd sight. There's a large chain of wagons drawn by several horses that appears to have broken a wheel. It's sitting on this little hiking path, and the 8 horses have been hitched nearby, and there are 3 fellows in red jackets with crossbows and iron helmets milling around, one on the ground in the same bright red jacket, and another man in a dusty brown vest and a white shirt stained with dirt, taking the wheel off. The man in the vest sees you and jumps up. He's got messy brown hair and a long mustache that sort of curls at the end, and he's like, "The name's Douglas, see?" And he like waves at you, and I work for Zando Corp, one of the largest trading companies. We was moving this here caravan when one of the wheels broke, see? I don't have much to offer you fellas besides a little bit of gold, but I worry with each passing minute that some ne'er-do-wells could come down on us, see? You mind sticking around just to ensure there's no funny business until we get this wheel up and running?
I'm
I
cool
could-
with it.
I
could
could
help.
do you one better.
I'd use
Cast
mending on the
mending?
wheel.
Alright. So you go to do that, and As you're doing that, you hear some more shuffling from off the grass, and 3 folks stroll boldly out in front of you. One is a lanky dude wearing leather armor that doesn't quite fit well, twiddling idly with a knife. Another is a woman with long blonde hair tied back, wielding a bow with an arrow already nocked. And the man in the middle is a Goliath. He's 8 feet tall, with his arms crossed and a large scimitar at his side. His leather armor with metal studs in it and a heavy fur cloak. He takes a step forward and he's like,
Ah, Caravaniers, I see you've found some friends. We've been tracking you since Kingsard, you see, but we lost you in the mountains. But do you know who these people are?
And at this point,
Muffin Man.
Douglas begins to look a little bit visibly worried, and all of the other people in red coats have drawn crossbows. He's
I
like,
do
"You
the
see,
same.
I sent men ahead to infiltrate your troop, and they worked perfectly, because the deal I offered them was so good. If only they agreed to help us and not ask questions, they couldn't resist because of how good the deal I was offering them was."
And he begins winking at you quite obviously. He's like, "Now would be the time for them to turn on
Hold
the
on, I am
caravanners.
mending a wheel.
And then once we kill them, we can divvy up the loot.
What?
Right, friends?
What? Kill Luke?
Wink.
I'm just like,
Because
We
you
want
work
to
for
kill-
me, and you're going to help us take the
I pull out my
caravan
rapier.
to stab the other ones, right?
I look at you guys and I'm like looking.
I'm like,
I look at Anthony and I give Anthony a thumbs up and I'm like, I nod at Anthony and I'm hoping that he gives everyone else a thumbs up.
I look at Anthony.
Wait, thumbs up for what?
I pull out my rapier. I wink at you. I'm like, bro, take a fucking hint.
Douglas kind of like steps back a little bit. He looks a little worried about all of you.
I'm mending a wheel right now.
Are we helping the caravan people or killing these thugs?
Just go along with what they're saying.
No, everybody wait! I am mending a wheel!
Jesus fuck. What's the nearest thing that I can hit my rapier into to scare someone? Like, I don't want to hit anyone, I just want to scare them.
There's a wagon close by.
If I hit the wagon, they're gonna get upset. Well, is it worth the risk? They're already mending it. They can fix it, right?
I'm gonna walk over to the guy who's
Okay, I'm gonna
with
pull
the
my rapier
caravan.
into
The
the
guy
wagon.
who's
I'm
talking to us.
mending this!
And I'm gonna be like,
Are you working for these freaks, see? I trusted you.
can I kiss your cheek?
Why?
What? You don't
Trust
want a
me.
kiss from a pretty lady?
I'm married, and he like holds up a finger and he's
It's
got a ring on it.
platonic.
Maybe that's a thing in your culture, see, but where I come from, that's not a thing.
A kiss from a girl like her is lucky.
Listen, stop trying to make out with everyone. I'm just trying to fix this wagon.
And I appreciate that, but I really honestly don't know if you guys are here to help.
Can I
I
try to?
don't know either.
I'm here to help, and I'm like, I put up my finger. I'm like, let me kiss your cheek.
Why?
It'll help.
Why?
It'll help.
How?
It's the suspense.
You can see the Goliath's kind of like crossed his arms and he's like looking
Yeah.
confused.
I'm just shaking my head. I give up.
I'm also confused.
I don't think I want to do that.
I kiss his cheek.
Alright.
So he's gonna get 1d8 necrotic damage.
Oh,
What's that?
I thought this thing had different, like, abilities. You just want to kill this man?
That one's a 6.
Okay. So he like rears back and yells and he pulls out a dagger and plunges it into your chest.
Why would you?
Yeah.
You know what? It's okay.
You know what? It's okay.
Can I use a bonus action?
I grabbed my bow out when these other people.
You
showed
take
up,
6
by the
damage,
way.
by the way.
Oh, that's fine.
As this dagger is in you, and he's like, "You duped us, see?" And the Goliath is like, "Yes, I duped you." And the men in crossbows all point them at you.
I'm going to. 1 second. 20 minus 6.
14.
Thanks. I'm sorry. I'm very stupid. I'm going to cast Hail of Thorns. Give me a second. I don't know what it does.
At this point, we're going to roll for initiative.
Wait, can we not fight, please?
I mean,
You don't have to. You don't have
Wait.
to.
Wait, I'm just trying
Wait,
to
A,
fix
B,
a wheel.
C, D, E,
I'm gonna stand in
F,
front of
G.
you to make sure that you don't get hit. I'm gonna look. You're not gonna be be like, continue mending the wheel, babe. You're doing great.
You hit the wagon!
It was a ploy. It was a bit.
Which people are we attacking?
I don't know at this point.
So far, Alira seems to have attacked the caravan leader.
I guess we're still in the caravan.
I take it back instead of Hail of Thorn because I didn't know what that does. I'm going to cast Hunter's Mark.
I thought we were going to be good people.
What's your alignment?
What is your alignment?
Mine?
Yeah.
Technically it's true neutral.
Technically, it's true neutral?
Yeah.
What is it
Same.
technically, like, what is it not
What's your
technically?
alignment?
Well, because my
What's your alignment?
True neutral.
the thing that's like the thing
What's
where
your
I'm like
alignment?
I'll just fucking stab a bitch
What?
because they're
I didn't either, but what do you
They're,
think it is?
like monsters.
Good or neutral?
I don't know about you, but capitalism is a pretty big monster. Mr. Timoshuk would come down here right now and tell me to stab the caravan leader. Communism, you know. 20.
20?
Yeah.
That's
What's your
what.
dexterity modifier?
That's what you show your teacher for your project.
+4.
I stabbed him. Communism.
Fucking work, please. Thank you.
Politics in D&D.
Guys, you just like stabbed a McDonald's employee.
Yeah.
Communism.
Is anyone else going to roll for initiative, or is it just...
Oh, I
Oh, yeah.
rolled 9.
Okay.
Oh, I should roll for initiative because I'm protecting this one. 17.
What's your dex modifier?
What?
What's your dexterity modifier?
3.
Alright.
You panicked my brain for a second.
Alright, so first up is Douglas, the caravan man who you kissed. And he pulls the knife out and he's just going to try and stab it back into you again.
Stabby stab.
That's probably going to miss. Yeah, he gets armor class 6.
Nope.
And now it's your turn.
I'm going to stab him with a dagger.
Xando Cope will hear this one, you hear me?
Sure it will,
Can we
darling.
not?
13?
13 hits.
I don't know what we're doing. But it would be nice to travel with the caravan.
And I already said I had Hunter's Mark.
That
Does
doesn't
it ever
mean
stop? My future boyfriend is just trying to mend a wagon.
Yo, what?
I stabbed
Nothing.
him where he stabbed me in the chest.
Okay. Now is one of the guards who has readied their crossbow and they're going to fire it at you.
You don't goof.
They hit you.
What was that?
Trying to
Matrix.
Okay.
See, Daddy's the real MVP.
The slow motion Matrix still gets hit. Whoosh, whoosh.
Right in the dick. Does Anthony roll initiative?
No.
Okay.
And you take, by the way, 4 points of damage
Okay.
as a crossbow bolt thunk, lodges itself in your back. Next up is Chloe.
Danny keeps erasing my hearts.
Okay, well it's your turn. So are you just going to like protect?
Yeah, I'm just protecting. I'm not gonna attack.
Okay, next up is another guard then, and it's also going to fire a crossbow at you.
Protect.
At me?
No, at
But
Jason
most
Brett.
importantly, he looking
That
for a
hits
snack.
armor class.
Yeah, a little bit.
11.
Nope.
Okay, and then another guard. There are 4 total, by the way.
Okay, but to be fair, he's looking for a snack, but
It's
he
armor class
honestly
13.
does not
Nope.
care who it is.
Okay, and now it's Jasper.
Alira, what are we doing?
Assault, it would seem.
Why am I always coming
I'm
across?
quoting that, please, hold on.
We're not attacking anyone. We are neutral. Still mending the
Kind
wheel.
of want a wagon, but I don't know if killing people is the right way to go.
Who says I'm killing? Severely damaged. I say in Infernal.
Assault, it would seem.
Now I have a fucking doobie doobie doo.
Can I try to charm person on the Goliath?
Sure. What save did you make for that? I can't remember.
Wisdom.
14?
Yeah, he makes it.
And he knows that you tried to charm him, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, so it's-
I believe so.
So he's sort of like, hey, whose side are you on? And he draws his sword,
Not really sure, actually.
and the other one.
Wait, who
throws
is
his
this
own.
Goliath man?
Don't know.
They just came out of nowhere.
Do we know him?
No.
Okay.
And now is the other guard who shoots a crossbow at you.
Yeah.
Oh, that one's gonna hit. It hit
What
on
was
plus
it?
It doesn't
23.
say if it knows if I try to charm them, they save.
Yeah, but they
You
know if you charm them and it wears off, so I'd assume they'd know if you attempted
Fair.
to and failed. That's not the right die at all. And you take 6 points of damage.
Oh,
Dooba.
you
That's
need
another
to heal them.
crossbow bolt lodges itself in your back, and now it's Douglas's turn at the top of initiative, and he's going to just try and stab you again with his dagger.
You better fucking know.
I'm not in the
It's
initiative.
armor class 11, so he misses. And now it's your turn. What are you doing, you monster?
Are you trying to kill Lyra?
Let me flirt with you.
At this point, the wagon wheel is mostly fixed.
Mostly?
Yeah, you think it could work.
Where is Alira?
Like, sort of
Can
on
I
the front of the wagon,
can I
basically
see Alira, or-
scrapping with Douglas.
Can I
Are
see
you almost
them?
dead?
Yeah.
What? Yeah, I got 4 hit points left. I'm just like, damn, she would totally do this though.
But why?
She going with the good. I'm gonna hit him with the dagger again.
Okay.
Why are we fighting?
Can
I kind
I?
of blanked out.
14?
Yeah, that's
Because they felt like fighting.
No, I was going with my gut.
because this innocent man asked for your help and only fucking assaulted him.
Can I?
Assault, it would seem.
6? Okay. So you rear back and stab him, and he fucking just drops, silently gurgling on blood.
And I would like to,
Take an action, or you
no, I have a bonus action. I
Well,
can just like,
you
I
use
have my,
Hunter's Mark.
I also make my movement.
Can I go
Oh.
walk over to Alira?
Can I do it really what does it say I can do on my turn as a movement? Sorry. I'm so used to
Oh,
using the DM screen for DMing. I'm like, ah, fuck. I forgot.
For movement,
Yep. Like
30
what?
feet, walking, 60 feet.
No,
You
but
can't
like,
do 60 feet.
no, like
30 feet.
dashing, hiding, shit like that.
Those are all actions.
They are?
Yeah.
I'm not a rogue.
Oh.
Sorry.
Sorry. Do I have to roll initiative to jump in?
Yeah, you would. What'd you get? What'd you get?
5.
Is there a way I can move?
I have this if you want.
Thanks. This is actually what I wanted.
I keep it in my D&D book.
One second. You're right. Okay, I'm going to, how close am I to the Orkman and the 2 other ones?
I mean the Goliath.
About 30 feet.
Yeah, thank you. I'm gonna go over there
Okay.
and be like, I'm hurting.
So as you go over there, the Goliath steps forward and does not do that. The Goliath steps forward and just fucking rears and lays into you
I
with
knew that was gonna
a
happen.
15 on the swing of his scimitar.
Oh, rip.
Fine.
15.
That hits, by the way.
15?
Like, just hits.
Alright. See here.
How do I make it so it's completely dead? Is it minus all of your hit points?
Minus half.
Like, so if I go
So if
under...
you've got 20 total,
Yeah.
and you go down to minus 10, you're dead.
Okay.
Well, now we got 2 fighting against us.
That's okay.
And you take 5 points of damage.
Okay, I'm down.
As you step up, he just like smiles at you and like and cuts through your stomach, and you just fucking drop.
Bro, last time I trusted anyone.
Oh no.
I guess we're fighting both sides.
Dooba-dooba-dooba-doo.
Both of you picked a side! We're supposed to pick one!
was trying to get the Goliath on our side.
To be completely
You
fair,
hit him!
No.
You tried to charm him!
Yeah.
He already asked if we were on his side.
No, I'm not
He's
very
not-
good
What's
at death
this
saves.
Goliath? What,
so-
like,
I don't
would,
know.
would a Goliath be good with his constitution?
Yeah.
Just like
Wow.
wild question.
Me thinking of new character ideas already. Oops, sorry.
Um,
I don't know who I kicked. It's okay.
Well,
Well. Guess we're dying, y'all.
All right. So, the guy,
does he have any long distance weapons on him?
the Goliath.
Yeah.
You don't think so?
Do any of them have anything?
Yes, there's one with a bow.
Okay. So if I okay.
But that's right now. It's currently one of the guards' turns actually, and he's going to fire a crossbow at the bow-wielding one, which does not hit. And then it's the dagger-wielding one's turn, who's just going to run up and try and fucking stab one of the caravan guards.
Is the guy that Alira hit like dead, or is he dying?
He's like dying.
Okay. Can you go heal him? Because Alira can't control herself.
I had to roll. I'm waiting for my turn.
What did you get on your roll?
5.
Oh yeah, I've got you here. And next up is Bowie.
Okay.
So now,
Who's closest to me?
So now there are still 4 caravan guards
Yep.
fairly close to you, and
And
one
the
of,
caravan guards will be willing to help us so long as we take their side and heal their partner.
you suspect maybe.
Okay, great.
But one of the caravan guards is currently in like a close quarters fight with the lanky guy who had the dagger next to the Goliath, who ran up and started
Okay.
stabbing at him.
As a free action, can I like talk to one of the guards before I go and attack anything?
Yeah, sure.
I'm just gonna yell across. I'm gonna be like, "I'm sorry about our friend. We're really trying to help you. Can you please help us fight these things so that we can heal your friend and then your friend's fine?"
What the fuck is wrong with you people?
It's not me. It's my friend.
Fine, just.
She has some issues.
You'll be hearing about this from our lawyers.
Your lawyers. Oh Lord. Okay.
Just help us.
Yes, of course. Okay, great. I'm going to. Who's closest to me?
The closest bandit is the dagger one.
Okay.
There are only 3 bandits.
I'm going to shift into Demon Boy because Human Boy is not going to be able to take this fight.
And like, Danny, you hear one of the caravan guards next to you. What the fuck is wrong with these people?
Listen, I didn't want to attack anyone. We should
What
just
is
stop
it?
fighting.
Why is it so hot?
What?
That one, the demon one, they're kind of hot.
What
You're
the?
not wrong.
I look beforehand and I'm like, oh, stop. But, like, keep going.
And are you going to attack the closest one, the bandit with the dagger?
Yeah, I'm going to try and disarm
Fucking
him.
with the send dudes thing.
No, it says Jeffrey Stein didn't kill himself.
Okay.
That Clintons killed him.
I'm gonna try and attack the one, yeah.
Okay. I don't mean to be. No, I've seen this before.
19.
Oh yeah, it is.
Okay. I figured, but I had to check.
You know, I wasn't expecting this encounter to be this complicated. I'm not gonna lie to you.
9 damage.
Her
9
sense of
damage?
morals is fucked
Yeah,
up.
so you fucking lay into him.
I'm going for the hand that's holding the dagger.
Okay.
Because I'm trying to literally cut off his hand so that he's
What'd you say?
disarmed.
Our sense of morals in this group is a little whack.
Yeah.
He starts like screaming as you fucking just lay into him, and I'll let it fly this time. But for future reference, that is a called shot, which you make at disadvantage.
Okay.
So this time
I
it's good.
forgot you were that DM. Okay.
I forgot that it was a called shot, to be honest.
Yeah. So I'll let it slide this time as you sever
You
his
don't
hand.
have to.
It's fine.
I'm like, be a harsh DM.
It's fucking a bandit. It's not meant to be a TPK.
Okay.
So yeah, you fucking cut his hand off, and he starts screaming. He's still standing, barely.
Yeah.
But he's like screaming and looking at you and looking at his stump and screaming again. And next up is one of the other caravan guards who's going to fire a crossbow bolt at the Goliath. And
I thought I just said everybody stop.
nobody listened.
I don't think the Goliath is gonna
Misses,
stop.
fires, misses, and now it is Jasper's turn.
I'm not really sure what we're doing, but this Goliath is a dick. Eldritch Blast.
All right, we'll see if you hit him.
Please hit him.
It's for 16.
16. That hits ya.
Oh, thank God.
Oh. 1 damage plus 2, 3.
Impressive. You Eldritch Blast and like hits him in the shoulder, and he's like, "Ha ha ha! Your puny magic does not hurt Boris the Mighty."
Just wait.
Okay. Next
He
up
nods
is
solemnly. He's a polite man.
yeah. Next up is Danny.
Are you fighting or are you gonna...
I
Oh,
stand,
go heal!
I stand up and I walk over to the guard that Illyria just killed.
Oh, thank God.
I'm gonna go heal him.
The caravan guy.
All right.
Lyra's just gonna
That's
die, I
a
guess.
D8 plus 2. You gets 3 points.
All right.
Is he stable?
Yes.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah. No. Alira just barely killed him.
Listen, I'm sorry that she just
Is your
Tried
friend
to-
a terrorist?
she just tried to. Sorry,
We've had a bad
Listen,
couple days.
I think she was just taking her anger out on you, truthfully. I will make her apologize profusely.
Listen, I appreciate it, but we've got bigger fish to fry. See?
If you could just not fight that guy, if you just want to lay here for a
If
second,
you just want to take a break.
I'm just gonna go try and stop this fighting and fix the damn
The
wagon.
wagon's fixed.
Are you
Oh, the
bleeding
wagon's fixed.
anymore? Do you need new robes? I've got things if you...
The wagon's fixed.
Look at this, and he's got like a decent like vest and suit on. He's like, my shirt is ruined.
Okay.
You there, cleric? Are you busy?
What?
Go untie one of the horses.
Go. I've gotta go heal that other one.
The other one can suffer. The other one that killed me.
What? No, I'm going to heal them.
Do you have to?
Yes, kind of.
May I ask why?
If they heal them,
You're
we'll
going
get that
to-
one to untie the horses and sit aside for the battle.
You're going to make me run out of time for my free action. I walk over to Alira.
I mean, just so you know, walking over to Alira would put you directly in front of two of the bandits. Like, directly. Alira ran up and got fucking cut down just in front of Boris the Mighty.
Don't shoot me! Don't shoot me!
I go down. I just like duck.
So are you cowering in front of them next to Alira?
Yes, I'm touching Alira's boot.
Alright.
I'm like I'm like reaching up.
Alright, so you can't heal this turn as well, because you've already
Yeah.
done that. But yeah. Next up is one of the other caravan guards who's going to shoot a crossbow at the guy you just fucking ripped hand off of.
Shout out to Sophie.
And hits.
Oh wait! Never mind. Hold on. I have it as a bonus action.
What?
I
Oh,
have
you
a
have
bonus
your
action one.
healings?
Yes. Hold on.
Okay.
Wait.
I'm ready.
Hold on.
Shit,
Healing-
I'm ready to roll my death.
Healing
saving
word. It
throw.
doesn't even. Okay. I just like. I'm standing over by the actual guard. I don't walk over to Alira. I just like heal her.
Okay,
I'm
we'll
like.
retcon this.
Ew. So a D4.
Don't die.
I hope it's strictly one.
Live!
4.
6.
6?
6 points.
Are you sentient?
What?
Are you, like, conscious?
Yes.
So you, like, come to, and
heal
your
6.
stomach hurts like a motherfucker, and you see this Goliath standing over you, and he's like, I thought I killed you.
He's still
No!
coming.
Don't shoot! Don't shoot! Don't shoot! Everybody stop!
And I'm just gonna say that
You
what
have
happened with the guard
combos.
while you were retconning that happened again, where he pulled a crossbow and shot the guy you just cut his hand off of, and it, like, pierces his neck, and he just falls dead.
I said don't shoot!
And next is the bandit with the bow, who is still standing by Boris, the woman with long hair, and she's going to shoot at you with this long bow.
Shoot at who?
Me.
That hits armor class 15.
Oh yeah, that hits.
You have a longbow, right? What's the... I can't remember what die it is.
Longbow
1d8.
is
1d8.
D8.
Thank you. Thank
Please
you.
roll low.
Oh, nope. That's an 8.
Ah, I hate you.
So, you hear the twang of a bowstring, and this arrow just launches into your shoulder, and it hurts. quite
I'm still
badly.
okay.
You're
I'm
still-
not great. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not doing fantastic, but I'll be fine.
Listen, if you're not fantastic, is like you're not fantastic is I'm fantastic. So like
Good,
So,
we're good.
so now it's Douglas's turn, and he sort of shakily stands up to his feet, and he points at you, and he's like, "Do you people have a name?"
I don't.
Moon.
No, not really. We're working on it.
Luna.
Luna.
15 moon. 15 moons.
15
the 15th
moons.
moon.
The 15th moon. Is that it? I need to know. And he
Maybe.
reaches
Wait,
into his
why?
pocket and he pulls out a small crystal and he's like, "Let me know. Is that it?"
Why? Maybe it's not. Maybe we're stealing the name.
It's Luna 15.
Thank you.
Is it?
And he's sort of like,
I don't know.
It
He
is
basically-
now.
he basically puts the crystal in his mouth and claps his hands, and then it reaches forward, and this jet of fire shoots out of his fingertips towards the bandits.
Oh.
And also you. He doesn't care.
That's fine.
So you roll a dexterity saving throw, and they both need to roll dex saves.
Please roll well.
I have a +6 to my dexterity.
Okay.
saving throw.
Oh shit. Yeah, as far as he's concerned, you're also an enemy at this point.
Oh,
Does
hell
that
yeah.
count?
What'd you get?
No, it rolled off.
It was a
Oh.
12 beforehand,
Okay.
but
18 plus
As
I
long
saw
as
it
it's not
before it fell.
cocked, it counts.
18 plus 6.
I don't know if that's.
Oh.
What?
They both rolled ones.
I need the laugh track.
I was like, who has it?
Okay, so you are the only one who hears this as this jet of fire shoots towards you, and you got a 16, right?
I got an 18 plus 6.
Oh yeah, you make it. So you fucking like dive out of the way. Like this is the Matrix style dodge you were trying to do earlier, and you just hear Boris go, "Oh shit!" As oh shit, yeah, has
Like that.
this jet of fire slams into him, and he takes.
Is
big
it a him
damage.
or a her?
Boris?
Yeah.
There's two of them. Sorry, it hits both of them. There was a woman with a bow and Boris.
Okay.
Sorry.
You earlier were like a blonde
Yeah, that
woman,
was- that
and
was
then earlier,
my
and
bad.
then later you're like him, and I'm like, wait.
There's two bandits still standing, and that is math.
That face.
I thought
Wait.
that was you pretending to die. Sorry.
No,
Wait. Do it again,
I
please.
know I will never.
I'm gonna try to remember.
I think only Danny saw that.
No.
You're right.
I saw it in the corner of my
No,
eye
I
and I've
saw
seen
it.
it too many times.
No, hey go.
That hurt. That hurt.
Yeah, so
Scarred for life.
so then he, as a bonus action, he does this. He basically bites into the crystal, and you hear it crack in his mouth, and he goes 15th moon, and he just drops it, and it turns into dust and blows away in the wind. And he's like,
Munch.
no. And he
Squad.
like rubs his hands together again, and now it is Jason's turn. Alira.
Am I standing near one of the bandits?
Yeah, you're still kind of close to both of them. The bow bandit's looking pretty roughed up. She's scarred and short.
Yeah, because
shit,
I
fuck,
died
I'm having a
of
stroke.
Hunter's-
Charred. And Boris the Mighty is standing there, like, looking shocked. He's like, I was not prepared for this.
Because I died, so that not died. Since I got knocked unconscious, that means I lost Hunter's Mark. So before I do that, I'm gonna cast Hail of Thorns now, and now I'm gonna use my longbow, and I would like to shoot. What might be a name? Big man.
Big man? Boris?
Yeah.
Alright, so what does Hail of Thorns do, sorry? I'm
It's
not familiar
just
with any
it
of the spells.
adds. One second, it's a bonus action, so
They're just
it's just like
battle
Hunter's Mark, except it only works with long range weapons.
Oh, okay.
One second.
It basically just shoots down thorns on top of people.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm getting it.
Guys, I could
Hence
be
hail
wrong,
of thorns.
but there's two dice
Next
trays,
time you
and
hit a
neither of them
creature
are
with a
being
ranged
used.
Yeah.
attack before the spell ends, this creature creates a rain of thorns that's spelled from your ranged weapon or ammunition. The additional to the normal effect of the attack, the target of the attack, and each creature within 5 feet of it must make a dexterity saving throw. A creature takes 1d10 piercing damage on a failed save, or half as much on a
Okay, so
successful.
the lady with the bow also
I
has
don't
to
know
make a
what I'm
save
even
then
doing
because
here.
they're close together. But
Sure.
yeah, so you're rolling hit Boris, and I'll
Bowie.
roll those dex saves for them.
Nice, first I
Jason used to-
Oh, wait.
I went with red, so sorry.
17.
You
That
hardly
hits.
looked.
And for the save,
I can see.
Boris the Mighty got a 15, and the bow lady got a 9.
Okay.
So 15 probably beats your spell save DC, but a 9 I don't think will.
A 9 will not. I only have a 13.
Okay, so she'll take full damage
Spell
from it.
attack bonus. Okay.
She'll take
I'm
full
not a
damage.
magic caster and I don't like magic, so don't mind me. not
Oh,
knowing
sorry.
what
Spell
anything
attack bonus is proficiency plus your modifier.
does. So that's an 8 for the bow damage, and then
Okay.
that's a 3. That's a 3 necrotic damage.
3 necrotic damage. Okay, so the lady with the bow fucking oofs. As this hail of thorns just goes into her, she lets out this like blood-curdling scream and falls to the ground. And Boris is still standing. He's like, this is less than ideal. And he's once again going to try and lay into you with his scimitar.
Scimitar?
Scimitar. He hits armor class
Did I capture
19.
it?
Yep.
Wait.
Oh no, that's the wrong guy. Sorry, I almost rolled
Did
a
I
D8 instead of a
capture
D8.
the Luke?
Oh yes. He
Fear.
does 6 points of slashing damage.
I'm down again.
You bow-wielding prick! And he just into you again.
And I'm like, ah. And I'm down again.
Peace out.
It's okay.
So the guards, one of them this one's going to ready a crossbow, and now it's Bowie's turn.
It's your turn.
It's your turn.
Who's still alive?
Just Boris. Boris the Mighty, as he styles himself.
He got weapons.
It's not
I'm
that
assuming.
mighty, is he?
He's got a scimitar.
What is
Scimitar.
that?
It's basically a big curved sword. Like those folks from Hammerfell with their curved swords.
It's fancy.
I understood.
Thank you. That was a really funny Skyrim reference.
Sorry, I blanked out again.
Yeah, no,
What
he's
was
just left and he has a sword, basically.
just-
It's a fancy sword.
Just stab him. You just stab him.
Yeah, I can try.
You can reach him, no problem. He's only 30 feet away.
Yeah, I just have to see if I hit.
Yeah.
Please roll well. Nat 20!
Believe it or not, that hits.
Oh man.
I
That's
never
not
would
even
have
plus
guessed.
what I'd have to add,
Yeah,
but,
no.
you know.
Double damage.
Double damage? Oh,
Double damage.
yeah.
Did you know that in fucking AD&D 2e they tried to take your nat 20s from you? If you got a nat 20, it just meant that you got to
Wait,
roll to see
is
if you
it-
hit again. You didn't necessarily hit him again.
Is it double damage like I roll twice and then just add
No,
one
no, no.
dex thing to it? Or do
Yeah, I
I
think
roll
so.
add dex to both?
You just add
Uh,
dex to the one, don't you?
I think it's
You
roll,
add your
then you double your
modifiers
dice,
once,
and then you
you
add your modifiers.
Yeah.
Oh, see, it depends on who you are. Some people like to roll
Roll.
twice. Some people just like to double it.
Roll, double.
Add
modifiers.
modifiers.
Add modifiers. Okay,
modifiers.
we can do it that way.
Okay.
Indifferent, but at least did it. You just roll twice.
I got a really bad roll.
That's
So
well.
that'd be 2 plus.
2 plus 3, which is 4.
2 plus 3
2
is
plus
not
3 is
4.
five.
2 plus 3, 5. Wah!
Wow! Calm down there, Waluigi. Wing. And that's with your rapier, right? You just went up
Yeah.
and fucking.
Yeet.
He lets out a little howl, and the next in initiative are 2 guards, and they're also going to hold their actions and ready their crossbows. And now it's Jasper. They are beginning to form up in a line, by the way, all of the guards facing Boris. And now those 2 as well.
What other spells do I have that might be
You've
useful?
got Eldritch Blast, you've got Masculine Faces, you've got...
Masculine faces is like.
Yeah, I'm not imagining that it's going to be useful in this situation.
Good job, Ezra.
No, not really. Just another Eldritch Blast.
Alright, yeah, we'll see if you get him.
He's sick of this guy. Doesn't want to put effort into it. It's a 2 plus 4. It's a 6. I don't think that
This
hits.
is Danny.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's your turn. Alira is down again, bleeding profusely from
Alira!
everywhere.
Dumb bitch.
Who's down?
Alira is down. Both of the bandits are down, and that's it so far. A couple of the caravan guards look a little roughed up. Only one of them's like actually visibly injured, though.
Can I cast Spare the Dying on Alira?
Is that a touch range spell? Spare the Dying?
Yes.
You would have to go up to her in order to do
Can I
that.
go up there?
Yeah, I'm right beside her.
She's right in front of.
I like
Which
woke
means that
up.
technically you could go to not within melee range because you just need to be within 5 feet of her, and she's within 5 feet of Boris, so you'd be 10 feet away from
I
Boris.
shall do that.
Okay. Yeah, so you go up and I don't think you need to roll anything for spare the time.
No.
You just
What
do
does
it.
that do?
You're stable.
You're stable.
You're at 0.
Yeah, you're fucking in like little Death Town hallucination, and suddenly it gets a little happier and nicer. And now
I'm like,
is the last
except my
guard,
mom.
who also forms ranks and readies an action. And then it's Douglas, and Douglas just looks at Danny and Bowie, and he's just like, "Get down."
Okay, I followed whatever he says.
All right, are you also gonna fucking hunker down?
I'm already hunkered down, baby.
All
What
right.
are you doing?
Next up is Jason, but you're unconscious, and you don't need a death save because you've been spared the dying. And so the Goliath is just going to roll to see if he can hit Bowie quickly. He doesn't. And all 4 guards, with their readied actions, fire a volley at the Goliath. Shit. Believe it or not, they all hit, and one of them got a crit.
Oh, okay. I thought you were like, one of them hits Danny. I'm like,
No, they all hit him easily, and one of them fucking crits his ass. So.
Yeet the bad
Heal
dudes.
normal pipe cleaner, right? Normal pipe cleaner.
Yeah.
Why did you
Normal
melt
pipe,
it?
normal pipe.
So, has anyone here ever played the game Red Dead Redemption?
Yes.
You know at the end when John Marston gets like fucking
Yeah.
boof, 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 and he
Part of
just
his fucking
drops?
mom, his wife, and his kid. Yeah.
Yeah, spoilers.
It's literally the end of the game.
Yeah, it's the end of the game for a game that came out in like 2010. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's basically what happens with Boris as they just. What are you fucking doing? Jimmy?
Feel.
Burning a pipe cleaner.
Now turn the other side.
Oh, she. As Boris just gets fucking laid into, and he just drops like a sack of potatoes.
Potato.
Potatoes.
Can I?
And initiative is now over.
Okay. Can I go crawl over to the other, to like all the dropped people and just spare the dying on all of them?
That's a cantrip, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So they're no longer dying.
All the dropped people are now stable.
And so Douglas sort of like slumps down off the wagon. He's like, "What the hell was that?" See? I forgot his voice.
Welcome to me screaming.
Okay. Y'all good?
Yeah,
Y'all good, Queen?
I'm all good.
Yes!
Fear.
Hey,
See?
which one of the guards called me hot?
I mean, you can just go up to him now. He called you hot. He's a strapping young fellow.
Is he cute?
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh, right, you're a demon.
Right, I am a sex demon. You're correct.
I forgot you changed that.
Aren't we all?
No.
Not me.
I meant like in real life.
Not me.
I think they both
I've
stand.
said too much!
I was like, I think they both stand by their statements.
But I mean, I just.
I'm gonna go talk to him.
Alright, yeah, he's kind of awkward. Pretty friendly though. He's like, hi, I saw you cut that guy's hand off.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
pretty
He
cool.
sounds like Carlos.
Thank you.
What's your name?
Yeah, what's your name? As I'm mending the broken part of the wagon that you cut into.
You should have fake names written down if you're not going to use your actual one. I say as I can't write.
Fuck. Shit. Bitch. Oh, we'll get to that later, dear. Don't worry.
I'm Jackson.
What a lovely name.
Wow, yes, what a name. What a name.
So
What a name.
who are you guys? I imagine Douglas is pretty annoyed with you.
Very. We are Lunar 15. I suppose we're kind of a newer group.
I haven't heard it yet. Thanks for your help, though. I can spread the word if I see anybody asking about it.
That would be wonderful. Thank you.
No problem. And you can fucking hear in the background Douglas is like throwing a bitch fit about his ruined
Great.
shirt.
Get over here if you want me to mend it so badly.
I do, see? You're ruffians and ne'er-do-wells, all of you.
I am not a ne'er-do-well.
Okay,
Why do
most of you
people
are
keep
not
calling me
ruffians and
names?
ne'er-do-wells. That one, and he points to Alira's unconscious body, is a ruffian and ne'er-do-well.
All right.
The rest of you are fine.
Hold on, let me heal her first, and then I'll mend your shirt.
Wait, I don't like that plan,
Why not?
because she'll kill me again.
No, we've just had a rough few days. I'll make sure she doesn't.
I'll smack her into unconsciousness. if
Anyone
she
got-
does.
Anyone got ropes?
Yes, I do actually.
Tire.
No, I'll just smack her.
Do you just go and heal her?
I'll keep an eye on her. I don't want to tie her up.
Okay.
Please, I don't want to.
I'm gonna continue to talk
She's
to the
a
guard.
team member.
You're hitting it off. He's pretty
Just
cool. He's pretty
heal
chill.
her, and I'll keep an eye on her. Make
He's
sure
interested.
nothing's
So,
up.
what's your
Instead of
relationship
Alira's
status?
mom.
What?
Alira's
No.
mom.
I'm available.
Girl.
Mind. It's like the fucking
What about
slamming
you?
of the door TikTok and the music playing.
Alira just entered her mother, so hold on.
I messed up the words. I would say mine.
I'm like going into like, I'm like trying to flirt, and all of a sudden I hear, yeah, Alira's in her mom. I'm like, what?
In Alira's mind, not mother.
Yeah, I'm available. What about you?
So you're healed 5 hit points!
I am
What?
available.
Really?
Yes.
Well, I'll tell you what. I got to escort this caravan
Being a
down
DM
south,
is different
but,
than hearing it in real life.
do you know where you're headed to?
Come in,
But you do.
It's called King's Hearth.
Thanks.
Okay, I didn't know if like Bowie forgot or if you didn't want to tell him.
No, Bowie forgot.
Okay, yeah, it's called King's Hearth.
We're headed to King's Hearth.
I'll send a letter for you if you want.
That would be lovely.
All right. It's a pleasure
Are
meeting
you
you.
done like the
Pleasure
weird
meeting you
sexual
too.
talk?
No.
Oh no.
Yes, we are.
Okay, it's better when I'm a DM and I can control it, but when I can't control it, it's awkward.
Anyways, you're conscious again.
Yeah, I know.
Why
Do
did
you fix his shirt?
stab him?
Don't
you
shoot anyone.
Do you
I
fix
don't
his
fix
shirt?
Are you
his
at
shirt.
me?
I'm watching you. Next to you.
I sit up and like, big men, smaller men. Big men's like my dad. Smaller men is like men I can crush very easily. Ooh.
Fair.
Anyway, I don't want to talk about it. I just like turn around and cross
The
my
caravan
hands.
can give us a ride now if you would apologize. No.
It's going the wrong way.
I'm going the other way.
Have they left?
They're like hitching their horses back up so they can leave.
Okay, I'm
Alright.
gonna wait for them to leave until I say my thing.
Yeah, they're getting the horses back on, and
There, is your shirt fine now?
Douglas is like, it's better. See, it's still stained with blood.
can mending fix like stains and stuff? I actually can't
I
remember.
don't think so, but like it's magical, so
How
maybe.
much would like dry cleaning cost?
Prestidigitation can get rid of stains if anyone has that. No? Okay, we're
Because
useless.
mending fixes like broken shit
How
and torn
much
shit.
does dry
It
cleaning
only says
cost?
broken and torn stuff.
It depends on where you get the dry cleaning.
Well, estimate.
Estimate? Probably like, like 5 silver.
Okay, I'm gonna throw him like a gold, and I'm gonna be like, just go dry clean it, you dumb.
If I see Mr. Zando, I'll tell him to keep an eye out for you. Whether or not in a good way, I honestly can't tell.
Who's that?
He's the owner of this here company that you just attacked.
To be fair, we did not
Capitalism.
attack the company.
You know what? That is fair. Your accomplice, on the other hand.
We've had a bad few days. What was that crystal you crushed earlier?
I was messaging Mr. Zando, letting him know there was trouble involving your name. I'll send another one telling him that he can lower his guard.
Please do, because, like, I just
We
fixed
did
your shirt.
help.
What
Please
You
don't.
did help, but I honestly wasn't sure what was happening at the
You're
time.
going to wipe the blood off his shirt with that?
No.
Oh,
What is that?
Tea.
Tea?
They're tea staining
Oh.
something.
Okay.
That is the incorrect way.
I will do what I want.
Okay.
Anyways, the caravan
never said I
does
was
now
good at
set
tea
off
staining.
again. And Alira, as he goes past you, he gives you a dirty look.
I flip them.
Ruffian. And congratulations. For that encounter, you all earn 300 experience.
Wait, actually?
Yeah.
Wait,
And
actually?
that also includes the milestone of up to this point. 300 experience.
Are we doing milestone or are we doing experience?
I do a little bit of both, honestly, because I feel
Yeah.
like it's kind of cheap to like have you guys do a big fight and then be like, well, you didn't get to the place yet, so fuck you. But at the
Not
same
at
time, I
fourth
think
le-
that
3 level yet.
I think that milestone XP like
Wait, how much
helps
XP?
progress the story more.
300?
300. I think that milestone experience helps progress the story more, but it's kind of cheap to not give you guys experience for fighting stuff when you actually do it.
We need
So I do both.
175 for next one.
Yeah,
Wait,
'cause
what's milestone?
a milestone is like at certain points in the story you get XP
Okay.
I am
Milestone
at
XP, okay.
775
for reaching milestones in the
experience.
story.
So is
Why
that?
do you have more
Do I need to
Because
write that
I
something different
Did
down?
something
No, you don't need to write anything different.
Okay.
Down. It's the same experience.
I'm
it's
like,
just
don't tell me more things that I have
yeah,
to think
it's just
about.
it's
I
just
was
different
the
ways
only
that
one-
dungeon
7,
masters prefer to give
I was
experience.
the only one who fought one of
I'm
the creatures
not-
in the
I will
thing,
do
which
it.
is why I have 100 more XP than you.
Yeah, Alira, it was the wolves. Remember,
Yep, the
Alira was
wolves.
the one who single-handedly dealt with the wolves, which is why they have a little bit more.
I'm only
You
at
should have a little bit
775.
less than us, 'cause you didn't.
I'm a coward, yeah.
Yeah.
You're right.
All right.
Thanks for pointing that out, Jasper.
Is the caravan gone?
Yep.
Great. So earlier you called me hot. What?
I didn't.
Yes, you did.
I did?
I believe that.
I
did
just looked
happen,
into the
actually.
camera like y'all.
I believe that did happen. Yes.
What?
This is why I can't do this. I can't do this. I can't.
I don't even know your name, but you're attractive.
Why are men so cold? complicated.
Just
You looking into the camera again?
Yeah.
Why you gotta go and make things so complicated? Thank you. I appreciate you chuckling.
No, I was laughing at this. It's a handsome Jack pose.
Handsome Jack, though. Handsome Jack. He could
Okay.
fuck me mercilessly. What? With the mask on.
I'd just probably take him out for like a drink, maybe.
Handsome Jack?
He
Yeah.
would murder you.
No, we can drink first. Drink first, wild butt sex later.
No! Why would you say something like that?
So cursed.
Danny, please edit that out.
What?
Please edit that out.
Danny, for the sake of
No,
God.
there's no
Why is
editing
my
today.
friend on a stripper pole? Sorry.
Maybe
I'm
there's
going to
editing
continue
today.
the adventure now. So, without further ado, you make your way to the mountains. It's another 2 days along the dirt paths, and your feet hurt and it's cold before you actually reach them. And by that point, it's late October. So you begin a 3-day trek through the cold mountains with snow beginning to fall down on you. And you see already why you were warned to get across before winter. The winds buffet you, and a few folks that you've seen on the road now are mostly dwarves moving to and fro, swaddled in cloaks and furs to keep warm. There are no inns to speak of, so you have to camp out. And about halfway through your second day, you find the old remains of a log cabin, now coated in a fine layer of frost, with nothing inside but a few skeletons. As you begin to make your trek down the mountain, in the evening of the second day, on the evening of the second day, you begin to trek down the mountain. On the third day, another misfortune befalls you: the long night.
Cancer. Okay.
No. Basically, what happens now is a tense 4 days in near total darkness as the largest moon, Kavir, passes in between your world, Korvan, and the
Damn,
sun.
boy, he's thick.
Excuse you?
What? You're like the largest moon in my brain.
So basically, it's a total eclipse for 4 days at the end of every month. So you're all used to it, but it's called the Long Night.
So, like, that's 1 day a month?
No, sorry. At the end of each month, the last 4 days of each month are...
4 days of each month. Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
Where was I? Walking through the darkness, you make your way north through the rocky hills of Einholm, home of Kingshearth. And for the first time in a while, find occasionally, like, cobbled roads, not just fucking dirt-ass hiking paths. So, after another 2 weeks of walking daily and staying in the few inns you find along the way, and bonding, I assume, you come across something in the distance. A lone mountain stands against the blue sky, much larger than Mount Farnholm. The front of the mountain, the side you're approaching, has been opened up, so it's like the mouth of a great cave, hundreds of feet high and perhaps thousands of feet across. Inside the colossal opening, a wall stretches up almost to the roof of the cave, and you can see the gray banners of Kingshearth fluttering in the wind. As you grow closer, farmlands grow more dense and there's more foot traffic, and the roads get wider and more travel-worn. And you also begin to see the size of the wall. There are many openings and arrow slits and positions for dwarves to take up on little balconies. There are also great crossbow-like contraptions on large towers. The wall is manned easily by 500 dwarves. Most likely more, from what you can see. There are also a number of smaller, but still grand gateways, through which others come and go. And you're approaching the city. What?
I'm gonna ask a really dumb thing because I want to know.
Okay.
And you're allowed to be mad at me afterwards.
Okay.
Hypothetically speaking,
Oh, no.
if we slowly found more animated clothing objects, could we put together a person?
I mean, they might have to work together, but in theory, I suppose it could be possible.
So
So
hypothetically,
do you mean, are you thinking, like, the Sleeping Beauty, like, all the animals with, like, the little... Yeah,
I'm thinking
I want
we're
that.
gonna get some shoes, we're gonna get some pants,
I
a
want
shirt, we got the gloves, we'll get, like, a helmet. It'll be
Me
good.
and
Like a hat's
Anthony
fun.
have been doing
Yeah.
the best of bonding.
Alright,
I'm
you and
teaching
Anthony,
him
like, you, like,
sign
know
language.
patty cat.
Can I, like, call Anthony over? I just want to talk to him for a second.
Knick-knack,
Yeah, sure.
patty cat.
He floats
My
over to you.
God.
Anthony, do you have any, like, siblings?
Anthony sort of, like, hovers there for a second and, like, a little shrug motion.
Would you want, like, a friend, like, another glove, or like, another, maybe, like, socks?
Anthony sort of, like, like twiddles his thumbs a little bit and then like shrugs again.
What about a pretty set of lady gloves?
Anthony thumbs down.
What about some sexy man gloves?
Anthony also thumbs down.
What about just like a really chill pair of socks?
Shrug.
I'm not hearing a no.
What about a hat?
Ooh, a hat?
Anthony shrugs.
You'd look good in a hat. I think you'd look good in a fedora.
Anthony's like, stop it.
But would both of the hands wear the hat, or would it be a little hat for each?
Are you asking Anthony?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shrugs. He doesn't know.
Would you want a hat for each hand? Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. So like, somebody's gotta sew little baby hats.
What would I roll and what would I need to sew tiny baby hats for
Sign,
Anthony?
Kit,
Yeah.
fabric.
You need sewing tools.
Yeah. Or paper. You make a little sailor.
I could make a
Sailor
sailor
paper
hat.
Out
hat.
of paper?
Yeah.
Do you have paper?
I have a journal.
Okay. You can rip pages out to make a
I'm
little
gonna
tiny
rip
bow
2
hat.
pages out and make a sailor hat.
Well, okay, well that's a pretty big fucking hat for a glove.
No, my journal. My journal's like this size because I have 2 journals. Okay, wait. What size did you want the hat? Because I can use my tiny journal and make
That's-
him a really small one.
Fucking, I don't know, what size does everybody else want that hat?
Or I can make him one like this size.
It's up to all of them.
I'm gonna make a hat.
Okay, well,
So like, can I get your name yet, or like?
Yeah,
are
For
we
the love of
not?
God, stop asking.
yeah, it's been 2 more weeks, by the way, so
It's been like,
it's
How
been
long has it been?
about a month and a half since
like
you met.
like a month and a half. Like,
Or at least something to
or
call
you for that matter. Just as
You can, yes.
I know, Alira. Alira, it's so nice to meet you, Alira. Ah, yes, how lovely to give a name, like when you first meet someone.
She just stares at you.
Remember how happy Alira was when this adventure started?
Consider how upset Alira
He
is now.
stares into the camera, smiling.
Yeah. Like, Alira wouldn't shut up, and everybody was like so happy and joyous, and now.
Stop the
Now
man.
she's depressed
Yeah.
and angry.
It's been a month and a half. I don't know either of your names.
You can call me Ez. That's a name. I don't even know how to address you, sir.
I mean, technically,
I
we
call
could call
Anthony
them
back and we just
Stabby
start
Man.
Practicing sign language again.
Okay.
What's your take on this, Alira?
Well,
Do you think he should share his name, or at least something to call him?
if he doesn't want to, he doesn't have to.
Thank you, someone who respects me.
Well, I understand not wanting to say your name, but I'd like to call you something.
Then call him something.
Do you
something.
just want me to shout, "Hey, you" every time I like,
How about Bud? We could call them Bud.
buddy, or like Marcus?
Arthur. Calling him Arthur.
I heard Pythor. What about Pythor?
Godly the Second?
I don't really care for that one.
I'm trying to do it.
Godly the Second. What about What about Anthony the Second?
By the way, you've been managing to find little grass and
several-
stuff.
several years old.
You want Karloff to eat along the way.
Okay.
Karloff's
What about-
technically with
Are
you.
you dying, Jay?
She made a Lego Ninjago reference.
I thought you said it. So
No, I did.
What about Bakugo?
Garmadon.
I prefer none of those names.
All right. How
Deku.
about? How about
Why am I
Deku?
doing your voice?
Apparently, you picked up the accent.
Shit.
I don't swear.
I don't swear.
Now you're mocking me.
Now you're mocking me.
It's actually a pretty good impersonation.
Fuck. But what about your impersonation?
What about your impersonation? I can't tell.
My life is a joke.
My life is a joke.
I
Okay,
just
now that's
wanted
starting to get
name.
mean, you two.
I'm mean.
What?
Yes.
Are we
Wait, I'm-
impersonating Ez now?
No, I went to go back into my voice and I got stuck.
I went to go back into my voice, and then I stopped.
I'm going to kill myself.
So the passers
Don't
by
do
on the
that.
road are giving you some weird looks.
The dwarves?
I mean, you're getting close to the city, so like there's getting to be more and more people on the road. Like it's not just you anymore. And as you're bickering, like some people are just kind of what the fuck?
I love dwarves.
Me crying because I love dwarves.
Just
So-
a casual group discussion.
I see that.
How's
Like-
your day going?
Pretty alright.
So as you approach the walls proper, I'm cutting you off. Well, you know, I saw a fucking thing on Instagram the other day, and it's like when you haven't had to talk for 5 minutes because your players are RPing, and I didn't think this is what it was referring to. There's an outlet over here. For you.
This hat didn't turn out the way I wanted to. Try again.
I thought you were
Anthony's
making
happy
a
with any hat.
No, this hat's real bad.
Okay, well, in game you have finished your hat at this point because you've been walking for like an hour. So,
In game, yes. Out of game,
yeah.
my hat is incomplete.
Do you want me to plug it in for you?
No.
Anyways, yeah. So you approach the sort of this grand entryway in the wall, and there's a dwarf with a ginger beard and plate armor, and he says, "State your business."
We're here to see the
Did
king.
you just say I forgot?
That was in Jason.
I was like, bro.
Yeah, here to see the king.
Oh.
Right, and you know, I'm the icon of Gavir, the lawful good god. All right, why are you actually here now?
Are you?
Silver
No.
Legion, right?
Well, then why would
Oh,
you tell
yeah.
us that?
The Silver Legion.
Well, you're obviously bullshitting me with the king thing, so I figured I'd have a
Hey,
little fun
I
back.
am not bullshitting
We
you.
would like to see him at some point, but we're mainly here for the Silver Legion.
Ah, the Silver Legion, eh? Well,
You sound like Jacksepticeye.
top of the market. The Silver Legion,
I can't even begin to believe the amount of bullshit coming from you. Anyways.
I can't even begin to believe the amount of bullshit coming from you. No. Alright then, cause no trouble in the city there. And he sort of like steps aside to let you through this big old gateway.
We really were going to see the king.
He doesn't believe you.
Yes, we can
Don't
make
worry.
our way there. There should be a notice sent ahead.
That's what we're here for. That's literally what we're here
And
for.
the Silver Legion.
No, we're not, are we? I'm
Yes.
not.
I
So
thought
you
that was the plan.
head through this archway into the wall as you're having this discussion, and you see that the wall is
It's the
very
Adventurers
like
Guild.
large as well.
This is
The-
their religion.
There are a few other guards
Now
milling
that's
around.
bullshit.
But as you come out, you see something awe-inspiring. The city of King's Hearth is massive. You're on a ledge with a large elevator that takes you down into the city, so you're overlooking it. It's divided up into 8 sections by these huge boulevards choked with thousands of people. Each one of these 8 sections is about as big as what you expected Farnholm to be total. So the city is enormous. And they form a ring. In the middle is a sheer circular pit with lava at the bottom. Suspended above it by a series of support beams and huge chains with links bigger around than most trees is a colossal iron structure with one great spire reaching up above, and 8 bridges connecting it to the various parts of the city. Then on the far side, opposite you, is this enormous stone palace carved into the side of the mountain, so it reaches up the walls of this great cave. There are pillars carved with figures and statues large enough that you can make them out even from here, across the city. You suspect that that's the High King's Palace. And the elevator is sort of being loaded with people. It's huge. There's like 50 people on it, and they're being herded onto it so they can all go down at once. And there's like another guard, and he's like, move along, move along. Quit your gawking.
How do you get to the king's palace?
You follow the roads.
Let's follow the roads. Are they yellow?
They're not yellow.
Oh. Let's follow the road.
Yes, we're
Alright.
making our way that way.
So, as the elevator cranks and slowly lowers you down into it, decently nice neighborhood, and you see thousands of dwarves all going about their daily business. The buildings are all stone and quite close together, but still nice, and the sound of laughter and thousands of voices fills the air. There are people on the street corners selling things and window shoppers walking by dozens of stores. You worm your way slowly through the hustle and bustle towards the palace, and as you get close, the crowd begins to thin. Eventually, all the roads come to this high wall with a grand iron gate, and in the middle, standing in front of it, are 8 guards, completely coated in a bluish-colored armor that has a gold trim, and they hold swords at the ready. So the gate is closed, by the way.
Are we going in?
You can. I'm gonna stay out.
Why not?
Well, I just feel like this is gonna give us trouble.
I mean,
We can just introduce ourselves as the group that cleaned out.
you have to. You have to go. You're the
How
one
you
with
say
the
it again?
signet ring.
Farnholm.
Farnholm.
I am the one with the signet ring.
We can just introduce ourselves as the group that cleaned out Farnholm, and then hopefully news has gotten here.
Okay, but if there's trouble, I'm leaving.
Yeah, we can just go find a tavern then.
Okay. I guess we go. And
So
I
you walk up to the
show
guards,
them the
and
signet
you
ring.
show them the signet ring,
Yeah.
and one of them looks at it and you're like, "You're here already? We weren't
Yeah.
expecting you for 2 weeks,
Why?
but we just figured you were far ways away. I'll go get someone, though, don't worry about it." And a little while later, not long, he comes back with another dwarf that's got white hair and a short beard, and he wears black clothes, and he's like, "So you must be the group that Otker and Arson were talking about. I'll lead you to an audience room now. I understand the High King is very busy, and so a representative will be coming to see you shortly."
Yeah. Yep.
I wonder if she heard my accent.
I wonder if she heard my accent.
So he says all this as he leads you through these massive stone doors, like probably close to 100 feet tall. Like it's carved into the mountain, so there's no limit on what crazy bullshit they can do. Inside the mountain, there are these great
Dwarves.
fire pits and murals carved into the wall, as well as crystal chandeliers and golden candelabras. He takes you through a series of consecutively smaller, winding hallways before leaving you in a decently sized room with 4 chairs, 4 golden goblets, and a pitcher of ice water. And the room has another great carving on the wall depicting some dwarven warriors from an age long past, and a great chandelier. And there's also a fireplace carved into the wall, burning away. And there's a little table with a pitcher of ice water and the 4 goblets on it. And the nice little plush chairs. They're big enough for you, which is nice.
I'm going to sit.
Fuck dude, that chair's comfy.
Oh, he said, "Fuck your dad, the chair's comfy." And I was
Fuck your
so
dad, the chair's comfy. No, the chair is big comfy though.
I'm holding a goblet.
Now
Okay.
that I think about it, perhaps we should have stopped at the tavern first. We're a bit gross from that trip.
It's okay.
I mean, there's ice water right here. Would you like some ice water? Here, I'll pour the rest.
I take some ice water.
Grabs an ice cube. Crunch.
I was doing the same thing.
Bowie, are you also ice water?
Sure.
Okay. So about 5 minutes later, another dwarf comes in with long braided blonde hair, and he says, "Hello, I am Hakon, envoy of the High King. It's a pleasure to meet y'all. I'm sure you have many questions, and I've got many answers. But first, I'd like to ask you something. Are you willing to assist the High King in a secretive manner? You'll be rewarded, rest assured."
A secretive manner?
A what? A secretariative?
I was just gonna
manner,
feel
or-
like, is this Jason not knowing what this word means?
Secretive.
Secret. I heard secretive.
I'm,
was so
I'm like, I don't
confused.
want to be a secretary.
What kind of thing does he need assistance with?
Well, you see, recently a few members of the government have been exposed and arrested for being members of a cult.
Bourgeoisie?
No, a cult
Oh, the
known as
communists.
the Sacred Flame. The High King is worried that his government's been infiltrated, and he wants outsiders to deal with the threat because he figures y'all haven't been infiltrated. And with when he heard Otker and Arson singing their praises about you, he got pretty interested in seeing what you had to do. The cult has stolen and murdered folk, and they're a dangerous force. And what's more, we don't know what they want. We do, however, have the location of one of their safe houses within the city, and we'll pay you for your stay at whatever inns you fancy and whatever meals you eat if you go there and clean it out. We don't suspect there'll be too many there. The building's pretty small. You think you could help us out?
I'm cool with it. I really don't have nothing left to lose.
What do you two think?
Clean it out?
The cultists are dangerous murderers and thieves.
You think we're as powerful as them?
I heard what you did in Farnholm. I was pretty impressed. We sent
whole parties of dwarves to that city, and they never came back.
If you don't want to do it, I'll do it.
The four of us might be able to.
But like, if we
Believe in
murder
yourself,
someone, then
Godly.
we're the murderers.
If you want to try and arrest the folks, you certainly can, but I can't imagine they'll go down without a fight.
See? We don't have to kill them.
Oh.
How's
We're
your
not
paper hat coming?
murdering if they're the bad guys.
That looks like an adorable little hat.
It really does. I'm honestly excited to see Anthony wearing that.
Quick, we need a glove.
Just put it on someone's hand.
Oh. Well.
Oh. We can also provide food and such for your rabbit if you'd like. I didn't expect another member of your party.
Oh, I'd love it. I'd actually love that. Anyway, I'm good with it. So
Alright.
count me down, but no one else has to do it.
I'll go.
2 out of the 4. What are you doing?
We can give you handcuffs and stuff if you'd like to try and arrest them.
We can certainly try.
Not sure.
You
Private
looked me in the eyes when you said that. I'm like, what does this man know?
That was a good line.
Okay.
Yeah, we can try to arrest him.
Alright,
I
now,
love that.
because they're dangerous criminals, I'll make sure that you aren't punished if you can't get them to come in alive. This is a sensitive matter, though, and we'd appreciate it if you could keep it under the radar, so to speak.
Will do.
And he gives you a little slip of paper, basically with an address on it.
We don't know this town. How we got
And there's a map
there?
of the
Google
city,
map.
too. There's a
Okay.
map of the city with, like, a little mark as to where it is.
Not what I thought he was going to do. I thought it was going to be the other way around.
What? That's what I thought, honestly.
Yeah, but it'd kind of fly off.
You could tie it down.
I'll add string. I have string.
Oh wait, just make it like a little bonnet kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that
Adorable.
makes a lot more sense.
Yeah. Anyways, so are you guys gonna head to the address?
I think a night's rest would be in order first.
It's late afternoon, so yeah. He goes, I can.
What would we get out of helping?
But a king can reward you with any manner of magical doohickeys or just straight cold hard cash if that's what you're interested in. I personally don't know what you want. Chuckle, chuckle, Danny. We all saw it.
So tell me what you want. What you really, really want.
I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want.
Copyright.
Do you want a break?
We can head to a tavern on the break.
Why are you all whispering at me? Do we
We're
want to
gonna-
break?
I don't know.
We
I'll
can
take a
head to
break.
the tavern first.
Are we heading to the tavern first, or are we breaking now and I'm going to the
We
tavern
can
after?
go to the tavern.
Alright.
Let's get a night's rest.
Okay,
Been
so
on the road for too long.
there's you see on the map actually close to where you're going there is a tavern.
Jason
Jason.
yeeted it.
Jason's right behind him.
He yeeted Anthony.
So the
Jason, you own Anthony, so you have to put this on.
the building itself is in a shady part of town, and the inn is a few blocks away from the address, and it's a fair bit bigger than any you've stayed at so far. It's also fairly crowded with all sorts of people buying drinks and whatnot. And you can get some food, or you can just retire to your rooms to sleep in. All of your rooms have been paid for by the king, and also all of your food has been paid for, and you each get your own room this time.
I'm gonna go up to the bartender real quick. Give me the biggest, strongest ale you have.
Now that's what I'm talking about. I'll be right back.
I've never drank before, but I deserve it.
Oh goodness, I'm keeping an eye on you then.
You've noticed, by the way, Alira, that you've got a little scar across your tum-tum where Boris cut you down the first time.
I have just now offered him a paper hat and tied it to Anthony.
Anthony accepts graciously.
I'll make you another one soon.
Thumbs up. So, I assume y'all are just gonna dick around in the inn and then go to sleep?
Oh yeah.
What's the strongest drink they have? Let's go.
Alright, you suspect it's dwarven whiskey, but stronger than what you've had before.
I'm real getting drunk.
Sleep.
Except boldly.
It helps me sleep. Did he put the glass in front of me? Okay. It helps me sleep. And then I go off to bed.
Okay. So,
I'm drinking it as much as I can to get
broke
black.
it!
I know. I'm fat. You didn't make it for fat hands.
You could have untied it.
Yeah, there's
No, it fell off. That's what I'm saying. I didn't break it myself.
Oh.
alright, and we're going to say that you go off to bed after you drink a lot.
I'm drinking so much, I'm just gonna pass it right there.
Okay.
Making sure that they don't die.
I die.
No.
Oh wow.
Are you going to accompany them to the bedroom and like lay them all gently on the bed?
You don't have enough strength to carry Lyra upstairs.
I'm not very heavy.
What's your strength?
13.
Oh, you're stronger than the average person. You can.
My strength is 10. So.
He
Great
can
dex.
certainly try to drag her to the room.
Yeah, you don't need to roll anything for it. So yeah, it takes a little finagling. And with that, I guess we'll take a break.
Passing out in the bar only means you get your stuff stolen.
Break time.
Yeah.
Bye, man.